What is going on? Jesus. Let's have a little sip of this wake the fuck up coffee right here. Wake the hell up. I'm sorry. Wake the hell up coffee. Out of Utica, New York. Stuff is fantastic. They don't pay me to say that. No one's giving me coffee. Did try to get endorsed by Death Wish Coffee, but then I started having people like send me samples of coffee from their house, like subscribers. Like, dude, you need to try this. And I was like, well, I want to get into trying stuff that I never tried. So yeah, here we are. But anyway, we're not here to talk about me and my fucking coffee obsession. This motherfucker. That's what we're here to talk about right now. All right, so in the intro, me jamming, losing my mind, I was supposed to keep it to 60 seconds, but with this amp, I cannot do that. I apologize. That's the Skelton Key by Monomyth. It is awesome. I have become a huge fan, massive fan, we'll say, of single channel amps. As we all know, my Republic amp is my baby. I love that X amp with all my being. This is a strong contender. I hate to say it, and I know that the owner of Andrew of Republic watches my stuff, and I still love that amp. I really do. I will use it from now until eternity, but this Monomyth amp is beyond absolutely stupid. Shay, buddy, I know you don't know me personally. Thank you for your kindness, by the way, in answering my messages and stuff. Except for the couple messages I wanted to have answered for now, but you're a busy man and I get it, so we're going to try to do this. If I get any information wrong, please feel free to correct me down in the comments below. Because with boutique amps, you don't get like a book that tells you everything. There's literally barely any information on this amp whatsoever. I will tell you this, the game barely even turned on, it will leave a bruise on your taint. It will punch your taint just like your mom did when you was younger, you know? So yeah, holy cow. Yep, that happened. So, anyhow, let's just talk about this amp for a second. It is called the Skelton Key. It is by Monomyth Amplification. The English language has really been pooching me. I do fine till I hit record, I swear to God. Owner, proprietor, builder, one-man operation, Shay Monomyth. Super nice guy, by the way. Hopefully he understands I just bust balls for something to do, because I don't know, sometimes think I'm funny. Yeah. This thing it destroys. But let's go over what you get with this. From what I can tell, because there's nothing that says anything, but I ran it aloud with a couple other heads in my collection here, and I'm going to say she's about an 80 watt single channel amp. On the front here, we're going to run across. You have your main on and off. Beside it, you have your standby, and then going big knobs across, you have your thunder, which is kind of like a resonance. It kind of changes your boom to your amp, so to say, which thunder, rightfully named, right? Get a presence, we all know what that is. Bass, mids, treble, master volume control, and gain. Now, let's talk about the master volume control and gain just for a quick second before we go on to the other switches. Damn sensitive shit right there, my friends. I got this shit turned, I turned it off, went up enough for it to actually make some noise, and that's where she sits. I'm not even using this amp. It's got ridiculous power. Like, ridiculous power. I have a lot of really nice amps. I am fortunate as fuck. I'm not even going to sit here and try to pretend that, oh, I deserve this. No, I do not. Which, by the way, huge shout out, massive shout out to Anthony Best. That dude has treated me phenomenally for years. He's been a very good friend that I've met online. I've never met this man in person. And he's always taken the time to treat me awesome, answered questions, had conversation. At some point, we got to rectify that never meeting thing. But he put this into my hands, and I cannot thank him enough. Thank you, Anthony, for just always being better than the other guy. You know what I'm saying? He really is a good guy. And he has a good sense of humor about his guitar playing, which I like self-deprecation humor because I have a lot of it myself. Being a fat, ugly dude at 48 years of age, chugging like an asshole 19-year-old. I mean, you got to kind of have a sense of humor, right? But his channel, go check it out. He has some awesome stuff. He streams. If he gets a new piece of gear, he'll go live for an hour. You know, just tinker with it, talk about it. And it's called More Gear Than Talent. Yeah. And sadly enough, he actually is a very good guitar player. He's like every other guitar player. You can play this. I'm wiggling the camera here. Yeah. You can play this, because this is where you're at, with what you're playing. But you hear this. I hear Architects music, and I'm like, I want to play like that. I want to play like John Brown. But It's not feasible. So I play like a caveman. I have a lot of fun, right? Okay, back to the amp. Thank you, Anthony. You're a gem in the music community, whether anybody wants to admit it or not. Anybody doesn't agree, well, go fuck yourself. All right, so the bottom row where the toggles are, you have your Storm, which just looks like a lightning bolt. That's kind of like a... you got three things, and it's kind of almost like a sag. Like, it gets tight, it gets loose, it gets in between, right? So it's kind of more like a feel, I guess you could call it. And then you have your scissors, which, I mean, obviously you see scissors, you're going to think clipping, hopefully. You're not going to think cut a bitch. You're going to think it's your mids, right? So it just clips the mids out, gives them kind of a different voice. And it's actually very, very noticeable. It's not a slight thing. You hit that, it changes the amp completely. Then you have the spaceship. And I'm starting to get a really, really orange feel out of this. So don't get scared. It sounds nothing like one of those shitty amps. But he calls it the 1947, I think, is what he calls it. I just call it the alien switch. And from all what I can tell, it just changes how the amp clipping works. Sort of like, a lot of people are very familiar with clipping switches in overdrive pedals. It's kind of the same thing, but he clips the amp instead of having to hook up a pedal that clips. It actually is much more effective being on the amp than on pedals. Very genius thing to throw on an amp. And then you have the little flame on there, the little fire thingy without any wood underneath it. I'm a little upset. Doesn't look like a campfire. I'm just going to put that out there. Or you should have someone bent over with a flame coming out their ass, because that would just be fucking hilarious. And that's your bright switch. Alright? And then you have two inputs for the guitar, which from what I can tell are exactly the same. There's nothing different. Not one for high, one for low. That I can tell. I very well could be wrong. Again, if you know more about this amp than I do, comment it below. I'd appreciate it. On the back of it, there's an unnamed toggle. Like, it has nothing labeled on it. But if you click it, this amp just becomes unusable. It's way, way, way too powerful. It's just stupid. It's already stupid. You click that, the thing just squeals and feeds back at you. So I don't know if that's for like recording, like for a direct line out or something. I don't know. I have no idea. Shay didn't get back to me in time for me filming this to give me the information I needed on that. So we're just going to call it the unnamed toggle, and it, well, makes the amp unusable in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Someone else might like their shit that fucking out of control, but I like my shit under control. Then you have an effects loop. It's a series effects loop. It's pre-buffered, so you don't have to worry about putting a buffer in it. And you can also bypass it by switching it off, which is always a nice choice. I always say that when I have amps. It's like, hey, if you can bypass this, this is great, because it just takes it out of the equation, less noise, yada, yada, yada. All that happy shit, right? Then you go over a bit more. You have two speaker inputs and an impedance selector, which I really like the selector. A lot of times you get ones that have a toggle or a big knob that sticks out. This is kind of like recessed, and you gotta like use your thumbnail or a flathead screwdriver to change it, which means once you set it, nothing's gonna really change it. I love that. And then you have where you plug your power cord in. Inside this, you have one big ass transformer and the usual suspects. 4 12AX7 preamps, 2 EL34 power amps. It just, whatever he's done, this thing just sounds amazing. It's really, really good. I can't say enough good things about it. I fucking love this amp. So, yeah, we're going to get that Paul Reed Smith, Mark Tremonti Wood Library. We're going to play around a little bit here. To keep things kind of quiet, I have the Guptech Sungate hooked up, just because it is a very loud amp. I will show you how loud it is. I'll turn that off in a minute, and you'll hear it hiss and have a good time. But, you know, it's a powerful amp. Powerful amps make noise. If someone goes, it's a powerful amp and don't make noise, it ain't powerful, son. I'm sorry. It's just not. I've played thousands of amps, and if they have any amount of power whatsoever, You need a gate in that effects loop because you're just gonna hear it. Whoo, it's fucking power. If you do not hear the power, it does not have the power. It's sort of like, those who have kids understand. You know you have kids because you can hear them, you can smell them. They're a fucking nuisance. When do you have problems? When you don't hear them and you don't smell them, right? So if you can smell them, you can hear them, you definitely got kids. If you can't hear them, you can't smell them, something bad happened, or you don't have kids. Something bad has happened, right? It's like that with amps. Doesn't mean the amp is garbage. It just means the amp is power. All right. Enough of me chit-chatting. I've sucked up enough of your time. About 12 minutes of it, so yeah. All right, very cool. Like, share, subscribe, assholes. Let's get the guitar and make some noise. Yeah. All right, so here we are. Got the guitar. We got the amp. You know what I'm saying? We got the guitar. We got the amp. We're good. So the settings that I have it on right now is the lightning bolts in the middle. Thunder's a little less than half. Presence, bass, middle, treble, all in the middle. The master volume is basically turned off, and the gain is at about 20%. The clipping is all the way to the right. The Spaceship 1947, whatever you want to call it, it's all the way to the left. Fire all the way to the right. And I'm in the top plug-in, which doesn't make any difference. Here's what we get. We're tuned standard, by the way. Well, drop D. Just so you know, it's that heavy without tuning down to the sound of donkey farts and fucking rubber band strings. Yeah, I said it. I'm a fucking boomer. I don't give a fuck. I'm 48. What do you expect from me, man? Alright, so what we're going to do now, let's just get the switches out of the way. We're going to play with the lightning bolt, the storm, and we're not going to touch nothing else, just that switch. Here we go. Alright, so there we go. We have the storm, the lightning bolt, and I prefer it in the middle. That's kind of my spot, and it's kind of changes the feel. And it's all very drastic. Like, it's not subtle. Let's face it. Most of us who have played amps of this caliber know that sometimes you get stuff on there that it's there just so they can say you have an option, but the thing doesn't do a goddamn thing. This one here, oh, she do. All right, let's play with that mid cut. You have two choices. It's a two-way mid cut, I believe. If I'm wrong, then we'll have a good chuckle because I'm fucking stupid. All right, here we go. Clearly, I like my mids cut because I'm old. The next is the 1947 spaceship thing. It's gonna change the clipping. I'm all the way to the right now, which works good. So we'll play a riff all the way to the right, and we'll just click, work our way over. All right, here we go. Alright, my bad. It's got 2 clips, not 3. And again, it's not subtle. It's pretty noticeable. Next is the fire! Fire! So yeah, that I'm pretty sure has 3. But it could be wrong. I mean, this amp's new to me. You're experiencing it as I am. It happens, right? So let's play the fire! Let me stand into your fire. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Yeah. All right. So we're going to play with the thunder. We're just going to do some straight up, just chug, 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 chug while I turn it, all right? Here we go. presents. The present time present. Ow! Alright, so now we're going to go and tickle the bass. To the middle. All right. Yes, mate. All right, now we're going to go to the treble. All bass, no treble. All treble, no bass. Fuck that bitch. Wipe your snatch and sit on my face. All right, here we go. Alright, so now all we really have left, I'm not going to change the master controls. All it's going to do is just make everything just get crazy because I am mic'd up. Which, by the way, I'm using an E906 by Sennheiser into a Eminence Man of War speaker. Alright, this thing is banging, son. Let's play with the gain. So that's what you're all here for. How gainy does the gain get? Remember, the gain's damn near turned off right now. So we're just going to get a little stupid right now. Alright? So, hold on to your assholes. This is going to be a bumpy ride. As you can tell, that's stupid. It's just stupid. So we're going to unplug from the top hole, put it in the bottom hole, and it should sound exactly the same. Keyword is should. We shall see. All right. Let's see what we get. Okay, so it does sound a little different. I'm going to go with the one on the bottom is slightly less intense. The one on the top is just absolutely stupid. So now to show you the effects loop, I'm going to turn off the Sun Gate by GupTech. That's obnoxious, yeah? Yes, mate. So she's a little noisy, like you'd expect a high gain amplifier to be. Simply fixed with a decent noise gate. There's a lot of them out there. I'm not going to tell you which one to buy, but you want a fair price, you want awesome built stuff, get a hold of GupTech, man. I've used GupTech for years now, and I love those guys. They're not just good people, they make awesome stuff. You know what I'm saying? All right. So yeah. That's the Monomyth, man. It's just stupid. It's absolutely dumb. Really. Seriously. At the end of the day, it's absolutely, absolutely stupid. And I love it. Bring the stupid. You know what I'm saying? Bring the stupid. I gotta run you about $3,000. It's not a cheap amp. But I'm not using an overdrive pedal or anything. Everything you heard was straight amp. The only thing I was using was the Sun Gate and the effects loop to kind of keep, that noise floor down. And the Sun Gate doesn't change the tone of anything. I suppose I should show you, right? Because I know somebody out there's going to be like, yeah, but noise gates change the tone. Yeah. I can already hear it coming. You whiny little cocksuckers. All right, here we go. Yeah, so right there, take your lava lamp and a picture of your mom and get yourself off. You know what I'm talking about. Lava lamp in the butt, picture your mom, massage your taint. That's right. Okay, Monomyth Skelton Key. Fucking amp just destroys. And all you gotta do is go to your Google machine and put in Monomyth. It's Monomyth, just like it says. Right there. Not that you can see it, because it's the smallest motherfucking logo of all time. It's the only complaint I have about this amp. Is it's a really cool logo. Every single amp I have up there has one twice, if not 3 times the size of it. And it's going to go up on my shelf, right basically where it is right now. It's going to go right there underneath the Lebagoa. And you're not going to be able to see it. You're going to see everybody else's logo, but you're not going to see that one. Personally, I don't care. I love the amp. I love the way it sounds. It's going to get a ton of use on my channel. But I'd love to see that Monomyth thing be 3 times bigger than what it is. And I have reached out to Shay to see if there's something he could do. And of course, it's black. I mean, I have a shit ton of black in here. So I'm trying to get get him to do a purple casing for me. But we got to wait and see what he wants to charge for it first. Because obviously, I'm not going to put a ton of money into something I technically already have. But yeah. Very cool amp. It's awesome. And people say, is it worth $3,000? In my opinion, yes it is. Spend that shit all day long. All right. If you found anything useful, entertaining, or if you just want to support a YouTuber that does this as a hobby, please subscribe to my shit, would you? I mean, I post up videos every now and then. I try to do it on gear that's not really gear that everybody has. I kind of like the small builders and the independent companies and stuff. It's just what I do. Do I have name brand stuff? Yes, I do. But I kind of tailor my stuff to stuff you don't normally get to see because, you know, everybody rides the what's fucking cool train, which obviously this is part of the what's fucking cool train, but if everybody did a review today, there'd be 20 reviews out and that's it. it's done. But, you know, there's a lot of gear out there, folks. If you take anything from this, take this. There's a shit ton of gear out there. You don't have to go and buy whatever Guitar Center and Sweetwater says is cool, or whatever the top 10 guys are showing you on YouTube. Get out there, experiment, have relationships with these builders and stuff, and try stuff that not everybody else is using. Search for your sound. If you're using shit that everybody else uses, you're really not going to find your sound. You're going to try and chase somebody else's. Be you. Be unique. Don't try to be something that you're not. Alright? Seriously, folks. At the end of the day, Zach Wild sounds like Zach Wild because Zach Wild is motherfucking Zach Wild. Alright? Misha from Periphery sounds like Misha from Periphery because he's Misha from Periphery. And the other two guitar players do not sound like him. That's what makes Periphery Periphery. They all touch the instrument different. And when they record, if you haven't watched any of their stuff and you're completely oblivious, they share instruments. But they still sound like themselves. The gear is not going to make you sound like somebody else. I don't give a shit what anybody says. We can have that argument all day. I have played through Zach Wild's rig. I sounded like monkey shit. And he just grabs the guitar and sounds amazing. Granted, yes, I'm a horrible guitar player, but Jesus, you know? I sounded like horse shit through his rig. It was the worst sounding rig I've ever played through in my life. I played line 6s that sound better than Zach Wild's rig. But Zach sounds awesome. You know, so it's the gear is not going to make you sound good. It's not going to make you a better player. Will it inspire you to play better? Absolutely. If you have something that makes you sound good and you sound good and you're like, fuck, I'm killing it today. Even if no one else likes it and you like it, that's going to inspire you to play your instrument. Okay? You're going to have fun. And when you're having fun, you're not caring about if you're doing something cool because you're having fun. You're entertaining yourself. And the more you entertain yourself, the more you experiment with what you're doing with the guitar, really, at the end of the day, you'll become a better player for you. Be the strong player you can be for what you're supposed to play. And when you just pick a guitar up for fun and you play, that's what you're supposed to play. Like when no one's watching, when you're just tinkering and you're having fun, you're giggling and you're like, I can't believe I did that. And then you can't remember how you did it. Those are awesome moments, all right? So be you. You do not need a $3,000. Is it odd that I choked up when I said $3,000? You do not need a $3,000 amp. I have an amp up there that costs $1,000. That I can sound just like this with a cheap $100 overdrive pedal, or it's close enough to it that I'm going to have a ton of fun and enjoy myself, and I'm going to have amazing sounding riffs for me, what I think sounds cool. And I'm old, so yeah, I think older shit sounds better, so you don't like it? Huh. It's a fuck you in the box. Alright, so yeah. Great amp. And please, if you have any questions at all, I am always willing to answer questions. Just remember, I do have a life, so sometimes it might take me a day to get to you. But hey, with that said, keep music evil. Bring metal to the children. Don't be a dick. Subscribe to my shit. Check out Monomyth amps. Granted, yes, they are like unicorns because there's only 20 of them right now. There'll be 30 of them here pretty soon, but I do believe the next 10 are all sold already. Keep your eye out. The guys that sell them used, I'm going to warn you right now, they're selling them as if you're buying them brand new. And technically, they are kind of brand new. They have not been around for very long. And he's not doing it right now because he's busy building his own amps, but the guy does awesome mods. I actually want to send him an amp to mod just so, one, I can continue to get his word out because this is a really good amp. And the guy has really, really been sweet and has answered my questions and taken the time. And I'm nobody. It's not like I'm fluffed getting hold of him or Ola. or Jared Dines or somebody. I'm some douchebag truck driver that, is fucking fortunate enough to have some cool shit in his room with very minimal playing skills. Yeah, I'm probably not the best representation for his brand, but here we are. Again, today we have the Wood Library Tremonti by Paul Reed Smith. If you didn't know who the bird inlays belong to at this point in your career, your journey in guitar. Guptech Sungate is keeping things kind of quiet. The amp is obviously the rock star we're here to talk about, and that is the Monomyth Skelton Key. I have a Sennheiser 906 E906 hooked up to my Monster Cab, which is loaded with an Eminence Man O' War. Very underrated speaker, by the way. It just sounds phenomenal no matter what you plug into it. Might not be cool like the DB77 or as tried and true as the V30, but it's a fucking amazing speaker. Other than that, we ain't doing shit, son. I didn't have nothing else hooked up. You literally, this amp, it's its own thing. Makes me happy. It means I don't have to hook pedals up to it to make it sound good or make it sound the way I want it to. I fucking just love it the way it is. Anyhow, thank you for tuning in. It really does mean a lot. I know a lot of you tuning in because this is a unicorn amp and you want to see what it does to, I guess, an idiot. Surprise! You just watched the booby prize. But yeah, very cool. All right. And if you're wondering what the coffee I'm drinking today is, because I'm about fixing to have a sip of it. And if you're still watching, thank you, because you probably should have bowed out a minute ago. But this is Wake the Hell Up out of Utica, New York. It's good stuff. I get it off Amazon for, I think, $15. Yeah, $15, $16 for a fucking bag of it. And it's... make a tank vibrate, son. It's good stuff. All right. Shirt, Flipside Music, Denver, Colorado. Ike, you're the man. All right. That's all the pimping shit I got. Oh, someone asked me what I'm using for a vocal mic. It's a Marantz 100 something. I don't know. It's a $50 friggin' shit mic from fucking Guitar Center. But it works really good. I don't have a fancy mic. It's an absolute piece of shit. But it works awesome. I had the expensive $400 one, didn't sound as good, so I got rid of it and got that cheap motherfucker. All right. Awesome. I'm starting to ramble, so I'm going to get out of here. Y'all have yourself a phenomenal day. Don't fuck around. Have some fun. Summer's almost over, man. Get out there and do something fucking nutty. You know what I'm saying? Nutty. Nutty. You know what I'm saying? Nutty. Like your mom. In more ways than one, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. All right. Later, man. Peace.